All right, here's a little scribble workshop to remind us all of where we get our start as artists, authors, illustrators, writers. Way back in the day when we're sitting in diapers at our high chair tray and all of a sudden deciding to get creative with the food, the leftovers that are on that tray. We take our pen, we take our hands, and we start smearing them around like this, and it's just fun. It's squishy, and somebody cleans up after us. It's all those good things, and we don't really care about what this looks like, other than the fact that we're having fun doing it. Every now and then you can get angry or frustrated. Maybe you want to get out of your tray and you start drawing raggedy lines like this. Otherwise, all's good. It's just all peace and tranquility and curvy and like that. After a while, we get to look at those shapes and start finding things within them. It's just kind of natural. We look at them and we see a shape like a circle, say this circle right up in here. That circle could look like a beach ball, a marble, and then when we want to draw a beach ball or a marble, we've got exactly what we want. We could draw the sun and have rays coming out of it. Those rays will be just little pieces of straight lines like these sticking out. And we can put them up here and have a nice looking sun like that. The moon could be like that, or it could be curved like that. All simple shapes just going together to tell a story. Main thing of all is that you can find pretty much every letter of your alphabet in here too. There's an A there, there's a B right here coming in, and they're kind of stretching that a little, and a C over here, lots of C's. C's are just halves of a circle, or parts of a circle. A bump like this could be the top of a letter M coming over like that. You could have a letter U down here like this, wherever you have the bottom of a curve. What we do is we take these shapes, these bits and pieces, and we chop them up small and turn them into parts of the objects we're trying to draw. This has been going on since caveman days. You can take those two birds, the lines are also a bird, but we can use these lines to tell any story we want to tell. For instance, you could take a rectangle like this one right here and put a triangle on top, and there's your house. You could borrow another rectangle like this and turn it into a door on your house. You could add a little shed on your house like that. All of these things can be put together, pieced together in different ways. You could take this line, maybe that's your mommy, and you have a shape here that looks like a nose, and you have a mouth down there like that, and you could turn these shapes into eyes up above here, add those to it. You could add shapes like these that look kind of like hair, and everything goes together to tell a story. The other thing is that you notice this B is also a number 3. Lots of number 1s in there. Number 2 here like that. Number 3 is like right here. We already did. And then 4s here like this, and 5s wherever you find them here. 5 like that coming down. Everything's in there. We just have to look around, isolate it out, pull it out, and use it as we choose. I've got a picture here I did a long time ago of a kind of a magical place, and I decided I wanted to use lots of lines to do it. This is a picture of a tree house on an island that I got to spend some time in, and every line in here, as you can see, is made up of one of these little shapes. Take, for instance, the triangles that make up this deck coming in here. When I first looked at this, I sat down in front of it, and I didn't have a camera, but I wanted to have a picture of it before I left. I haven't been back to this place since then, and that was many, many years ago. But I do have this picture that I took the time to draw. So what I did was I took a look at this shape right here, the trunk of this old banyan tree, the main trunk made up of many roots dropping down. And I started with that, and I had a place that I could plug these long branches, curvy ones like this or straight ones like that, into it. So I was able to start out with very simple shapes, and then I could add this triangle here, this triangle here. If you extend it all the way out, it's a trapezoid. If it stops here, if it keeps going, it's a triangle. This one here coming up and back this way, this one here. All of these stairs are just quadrilateral lines that are all kind of pointing, tapering back towards the center there, including this stand at the base of the tree in front of the pond that surrounded it. So all these stairs go up. Everything else in here is just a wiggle. All of these leaves are just wiggles like this. thousands of little wiggles just going around and around to add a complexity that looks like real foliage, like a real tree, these bushes down here. Other than that, we have curves, like the top curves of our circles here, forming the shape of the rocks, the shape of the leaves. And as far as the textures, all these little details, underneath the deck here, I have these tiny little lines. They're all individual lines that all go together, kind of copying the shape of the supports here. So it's made up of individual parts. This barrel is made out of a curve at the bottom, a curve at the top, and so on, until you have a whole lot of things becoming something more intricate and more beautiful. So what I'd like you to do is have fun putting these lines together in every way you can imagine, whether it's as simple as two lines being a fish or a bird. And then look at those simple shapes and say, what can I add from these details, from these wiggles and whatever, and turn this simple symbol of a fish into a real fish. Maybe it's a curve there, a curve here, maybe you have another fin here, and just add these parts. And the more you look at a fish, the more you study the parts, the more realistic your drawing is going to get as you bring those parts into it from these simple baby scribbles that we learn to do in the earliest days of our lives. So I hope you had fun with this, and I hope to see you again. Come join me in another drawing project. Thanks a lot. Bye now.